You're so welcome. Mr. Hill, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair, for holding this hearing, and I want to thank our witnesses for their expertise and their patience. Madam Chair, I have a letter from the American Securities Association I'd like to insert in the record, please.
Without objection, such is the order.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Tenev, what a treat to see you, and congratulations on being part of the American dream. I had the pleasure working for President Bush 41, of working in Sofia in 1990 and 1991 to try to bring capitalism to Bulgaria after the wall fell. So I'm glad to see you're an American citizen and innovating here in our country.
Thank you.
I think you've done a good job talking about the, I'd say, the acknowledged lesson that you've learned in terms of these deposits for clearing and the important risk management issue for your firm. So I'd like to turn to follow up on some of the discussions about retail service that you've also touched on today. Do you have a call center generally for Robinhood investors?
Thank you for that question, Congressman. And I want to start by saying customer service is fundamental to everything that we do, and it's one of the areas where we're investing the most. We have customer service centers in a number of states: Colorado, Florida, Texas, and Arizona, and we're looking to expand aggressively.
Do you have a call center that I can call, a 1-800 number, if I'm having a trouble in the middle of the trading day?
We do offer, Congressman, live phone support in-app for certain use cases. We're expanding that as fast as we can. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, options, advanced options cases, as well as account takeovers, which typically happen through a customer's personal email who's been compromised. And the feedback's been great, and we're looking to expand the live phone channel, as well as make improvements to our email channel and even upstream within the product.
Thank you. That's helpful. And on the subject of margin and options, you've talked about that today, but I've spent 40 years in this business and been the general securities principal in 3 different firms. And this issue of granting margin and option approval to retail clients is always an important issue. You've addressed that today. So I want to turn to a different topic that has not been raised, and that's low dollar stocks. As I understand it, your policy and procedure manual simply said that you allow low dollar stocks if they're on an exchange. But many brokerage firms are very reticent to allow retail investors to invest in stocks that are under $5. Could you address that issue today?
Yes, I'd be happy to, Congressman. So Robinhood allows customers to trade in and invest in exchange-listed securities. So that's the objective criteria that we use. And it actually excludes several types of securities that customers commonly request to trade in. So on Robinhood, you can't trade over-the-counter bulletin boards, except in limited cases where a listed stock falls to over-the-counter. You can't trade pink sheets. And of course, you can't short sell or enter undefined risk options trades. Okay. So our objective criteria involve whether exchanges list these securities.
Thank you. And I think that probably, I'm sure you'll reevaluate that after these effects. Let me turn to Ms. Schulp, thank you for being here. The Wall Street Bets Reddit platform. I'm curious, when you think about the obligation of this SEC pending investigation, based on your FINRA background, do you think the SEC should look at the bulletin board participants under Section 9A2 on potentially inducing trading in a certain direction? Is that worthy of their review?
Thank you for the question, Congressman. I think that there's been little evidence to this time that there's been any sort of false or deceptive conduct taking place on the Wall Street Bets Forum. That does not mean, though, that I think that the SEC should not take a deeper look. Because of the anonymity in the forum, there could have been people that were engaging in deceptive behavior that's not readily apparent to outside or to the public. So I do think the SEC should look, but to this point, I've seen very little that would meet a test for manipulation, which generally involves false or deceptive behavior.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Tenev, I thought of another question for you. Would a securities transaction tax be beneficial to retail investors in the United States?
Thank you, Congressman. I don't believe it would.
Thank you.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.